The MiG-35 is the latest class of fighter to join the Russian Air Force, entering service in June 2019, and was designed primarily for export. The jets are more maneuverable than the Su-30SM, with three-dimensional thrust vectoring engines, and although shorter ranged and carrying less weapons, their electronics are of a similar level of sophistication. The MiG-35 partially compensates for its smaller radar relative to the Su-30SM, with a more sophisticated radar type, as the only active Russian fighter to integrate an ESA radar. As a MiG-29A operator with a relatively small defense budget, the MiG-35 could be an ideal fighter for Azerbaijan, with the jet having a considerably lower operational cost than the Su-30 or Su-35 heavyweight jets, meaning more can be acquired, and the aircraft can be flown more frequently. Moreover, given the small size of the theater of operations, the MiG's lower endurance will pose much less of a problem than it would for other operators. Furthermore, Russia has in the past offered to purchase old MiG-29 fighters from countries which seek to replace them with the MiG-35, meaning this could help offset the costs. The similarities between the two designs, which use much of the same maintenance infrastructure, will ensure a transition to a new generation is smooth. With Azerbaijan's MiG-29s effectively obsolete today, a MiG-35 purchase is likely to be made sooner rather than later. Another significant possibility, however, is that Azerbaijan will acquire the Su-35 heavyweight fighter of the same generation in smaller numbers to provide a more decisive qualitative advantage over Armenian Su-30SM jets. The Su-35 is overall a more capable fighter than the MiG-35, despite having a less sophisticated radar, but its higher operational costs and maintenance requirements, as well as the higher cost of manufacturing the jets, means that if this fighter class is chosen, it will be acquired in smaller numbers. The Azeri Defense Ministry reported in the first week of April that pilots from the country's air force had test-flown MiG-35 jets in Russia, indicating that this was likely to be the Air Force's first choice. It was subsequently reported, however, that a strong interest had also been shown in the Su-35 and Su-30 platforms. The Defense Ministry of Azerbaijan reported on April 7 that the Azerbaijani delegation toured factories where the Su-35 and MiG-35 combat aircraft are manufactured. During the visit, delegates were briefed about the tactical and technical characteristics, combat capabilities, armament, as well as the production, operation, and maintenance of both fight jets, which are the most modern aircraft of their kind. The delegation met with representatives from Rosaboronexport, a leading provider of military products, technologies and services, and revealed Baku's interest in acquiring advanced Russian-made combat aircraft. The Russian side, in turn, expressed its readiness to supply the aircraft to Azerbaijan in any quantity required by the country's air force. Following their discussions, Azerbaijani military pilots performed test flights on the MiG-35 aircraft. The defense cooperation between Azerbaijan and Russia goes back to as early as the Soviet years, when the two countries formed part of the USSR. However, after the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, Moscow suspended deliveries of arms to Azerbaijan before resuming them in 2005. Russia is Azerbaijan's second-largest defense partner, supplying 31% of the country's overall arms imports between 2015 and 2019, according to 2020 data compiled by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI. A total of 60%, or the largest portion of Azerbaijan's arms imports, came from Israel during the same period. Azerbaijan has purchased a wide variety of armament from Russia, the world's second strongest military power over the years, including helicopters, tanks, armored personnel vehicles, air defense systems, missiles for different purposes, machine guns, pistols, and others. The Air Force of Azerbaijan currently has MiG-21, MiG-25, MiG-29 fighter jets in its fleet, in addition to the Su-17 fighter bomber, Su-24, and Su-25 attack aircraft, and the An-24 and An-12 military transport aircraft, among other Russian-made military jets. The purchase of Su-35 and MiG-35 jets would essentially modernize the air force of Azerbaijan's fleet by bringing the most advanced air power technology to the national military aviation. Andrei Frolov, editor-in-chief of Arms Export magazine, a fleet expert at the Center for Analysis of Strategies and Technologies of Russia, says Russia's export of new-generation aviation equipment to Azerbaijan should not be excluded. The advantages of Su-35 and MiG-35 are multifunctional and highly maneuverable combat aircraft belonging to the 4++ generation. The flight range of the Su-35 is as far as 4,500 kilometers, while the MiG-35 can fly at a maximum of 3,500 kilometers. Both aircraft are equipped with new radar technology using target detection and digital defense systems of electronic equipment, which are compatible with all modern types of aircraft weapons. The Su-35 utilizes the latest technology and supersonic R-37M air-to-air missiles, which exceed the speed of sound and can destroy targets at a distance of up to 300 kilometers. These missiles are designed to destruct air, ground, and surface targets, strategic infrastructure facilities located at a considerable distance from the airfield. The Su-35's fighter has already proven high efficiency during operations in Syria. The main advantages of the MiG-35 fighter include reduced radar visibility, four-fold redundancy of control channels, next-generation avionics, and a modern cockpit information and control field with a high level of automation, new engines with increased traction, the use of all types of guided and unguided missiles, and the latest adjustable bombs. The price tag for the Su-35 falls in the range of $83 million to $104 million, while the MiG-35 is estimated to cost around $45 million. Azerbaijan's 2020 defense budget increased by 20% to $2.3 billion, a figure that some experts believe allows the country to purchase the most advanced Russian military aircraft.